Hi, what are the five mistakes a merchandiser do while managing his TNA? Would you like to know that? Yes, awesome. Okay, so my name is Deepak Hamirwasya. I had been working in textile and garment industries for last 34 years, and I had been helping garment manufacturers. I had been supplying fabrics and yarns to one of the biggest garment manufacturers across the world. Uh, so, uh, amongst in my one-to-one conversation with some of the merchandising managers of some big retail manufacturing company, they had been discussing about this issue of uh, something or the other going wrong while in TNA, and the shipments are not ready at the time of dispatches or whatever. And since garment is such a time-sensitive product, if it doesn't reach on the shelf space when it is required, it is a big, huge loss to the whole customer. So, and then they get into. So, I would just share with you five mistakes which you can avoid, and if you avoid them, your shipment will be much better on time. So, what are these five mistakes? Mistake number one: not considering holidays and festivals. So we have to be very clear between what are calendar days and what are business days. Everywhere in every country we have some weekends, we have some holidays, some national holidays, some festivals. So whenever we are making a TNA, we should always check and consider in the period if there is we are not coming through this. So we should yeah. So uh, we should always consider the festivals and holidays. Second point, second mistake which we normally do is we don't consider buffer time and response time. Whenever we are making our TNA, let's consider the response time from anyone we are trying to get a job, whether it is sending a sample, sending a lab tape, getting a lab tape, getting an approval, or we have to always take some buffer time between the supply and between the input and the output. So buffer time and response time, not considering them, can also delay your shipment. Third point is complications which you get into fabrics and trims. Now, in a garment, there are so many inputs, there are so many fabrics involved, so many trims involved. Sometimes in a particular garment, you have many kinds of fabrics involved. So, fabric and trims, they have certain parameters, they have certain specs. In fabrics, it may be some shade, some GSM, some fabric parameters. In trims also, some specifications are there. So you may get some complication. By very small example, if you need a, let's say, a 10 zipper for anything, and you by mistake you get 8 so your garment is stuck. So we have to be very careful about being the complications which may occur in fabrics and trims. Then fourth point is lead times. Lead times of various shipment and logistics activities. Like in your shipment, there will be a LC from the buyer, there will be LC to the supplier. There may be other payment terms with buyer and supplier. If there is a delay in that, the whole process may get delayed. You may have to get a back-to-back LC. So once the buyer's LC will come, then only the supplier's LC will go. Supplier will start the production of fabric or trims or supply it only after that. So that may have then there may be other logistics issue, like you may have some inland transportation time at your supplier's end or at your end. So then there may be custom clearance. You should know what are the days which are required to custom clear a particular merchandise at particular location. So these are some of the points you should keep into this. And the last but not the least point is style complications. Now, every style of garment depending on how complicated it is, your production time may change. So please be prepared for style complication. And once this style is once you know the style very well, and if you're made accordingly, then the chances of going wrong may be less. So with that, these 5 avoidable mistakes, I'm logging off here. If you like this video, please share it with your other friends and colleagues. You may subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. It was wonderful time with you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.